49 faithful, let's get it.
Because it's 49 in mine.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49 in mine. It's 49 in mine.
We gotta get that brick by brick real quick.
49 in mine.
Yeah. Yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49 in mine.
We from the Bay.
49 in mine.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49 in mine.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49 in mine.
Oh yeah, freak out, yeah, I'm looking right into the video scope, and this is Macho Man, #1 Macho Man impersonator, past, present, future, yeah, and I'm here to tell you, you are watching 49er Minded with Bashar, yeah, the cream of the crop, dig it?
What is up, everybody? How is everybody doing? I'm really excited about my guest today. Some of you guys, people might not know him. Some of you people do know him. He's been a frequent caller on the Rombo Show for quite some time. He knows a lot about the NFL. He researches the NFL and just the draft in general. So let me go ahead and bring this guy on. We got Shay Lewis, otherwise known as Treyway, otherwise known in the Madden world as Samoa's Finest. I forgot to mention you're a professional Madden player, right? Aren't you?
Yeah, to an extent,
okay.
but yeah, I've made some live events, man. I've won handsomely some money from playing the game at a high level. So yeah,
and that's a nice way to make a living, man. Just sit there and beat people on Madden. Smack them up. Let me say what's up to Niner Devo. I believe you're all the way in New Jersey. I know you from Twitter. A lot of people from the Twitter spaces, man, will obviously know who Treyway is, and he's on here. We got C's Aguirre. What's up? He says, what's good? We got Jamal Armstrong. What's up, man? Subscribe to his channel. He's doing it big with that one guy, Jasper. They got a podcast of their own. I'm good to have you on. And we got, who else is up in here? And Niner Devos says to a certain extent. All right, so let's get started, man. So obviously this is 49er Minded, where we get into the minds of 49er fans. And I'd like to know, like, how did you become a Niner fan? Who influenced you? How did it happen?
Oh yeah, great question. So basically how I became a diehard, passionate 49er fan was because of my dad, man. My dad grew up San Mateo kid, Puwahi Unga, that's my father. And he, just from an adolescence, like age, like 6, 7, my dad actually had a good friend that was worked for KMBR. So we would get free training camp tickets, and we would go all the time. Same thing to like the Giants Fest, all those things. So my dad would like do it, training camps always around the summer. So we would be out of school and he would pick like a random weekday and we would go early in the morning, right, to go watch, the 49ers practice, get autographs. And then, the practice facility, now the stadium's across or in the same parking lot as Great America, but the practice facility used to be across the street from Great America. So we would just head over to Great America and just have a fun time. But definitely, man, the passion that my dad has always instilled with this team. And I think, it's safe to say that me and obviously you guys know my brother, O'Neal, we were like, we get that from him, man. And we just, bleed, red and gold till we're dead and cold, man. Just diehard Niner fans. And we love this team. Very passionate.
I forgot to mention it's your twin brother, right?
Yeah, my identical twin brother. Yeah.
Yeah. He's awesome. I love hearing you guys on the spaces, man. But you guys got a good, just anybody who's on there, you guys always have a good flow of conversation. You guys are saying a lot of funny stuff, but when things get serious about the football talk, as you guys will see later, this guy and his brother, I might have him on one day too. You'll see how knowledgeable they are. And that's great, man. That's awesome. That's why I like, there's people out there who are big time content creators and they want to put them out and have them be guests on their channel. But a lot of the times I just want anybody who's passionate on here, whether they're big or small, and and if they blow up for whatever reason afterwards, that's great, man. So the more people know them.
Right.
Let me say what's up to Niner Sickness, from Niner Sickness Podcast. Beto, subscribe to his channel. Says, what's up, faithful? Really good dude. The OG, the Niner Empire. We got this Don Suave, my boy in San Jose, Javier from my old San Jose days. Used to live out there. Got Kenny over in the Pacific Northwest says, "What's up, man?" Yeah. So, do you remember like the first game you attended and what the experience was like?
Yeah, man. So my first game was with me, my dad, and my twin brother. Our little brother was too young to go at the time, but it was for our birthday. And basically it was the ring ceremony for Steve Young. And we played the Seattle Seahawks that day. And unfortunately, it was a great experience. I got to see the game, but Sean Alexander was the running back at the time, and I think he ended up gashing us for over like 180 yards, if I can, recall. I was young. I don't even remember what age I was, but I just remember sitting in the seats and just watching us get throttled that game by Seattle. But I thought it was dope though, because they did the ring ceremony with Steve Young, and I got to see one of the GOATs do it. See him be enshrined in the 49er Hall of Fame. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Sean Alexander was a beast, man. If anybody goes back and remembers him, number 37 for the Seattle Seahawks. As a football purist, I just admire watching great players, and he was one of them. Unfortunately, he hurt us that game. I got you. Do you have a more memorable experience in terms of a victory that you attended early on? Probably your first victory that you attended, or?
Well, no, like not early on. I mean, I think the biggest victory that I witnessed was like when I was already grown up, when I started actually getting into the like podcasting stuff, and it was the 2019 season when we completely dog walked the Panthers that game. That's probably like the best, but most of the times the games that we went to Candlestick, we kind of lost. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I was at that Panther game. I was at that Panther game.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah. Because Emmanuel Sanders had the first touchdown, right? And then later in the game.
So that's crazy. Okay, you say
ahead.
that. So that the Emmanuel Sanders sorry to cut you off, brother. But the Emmanuel Sanders touchdown, we were in that section. We were right in front of that section.
Okay. I wasn't too far from you guys. Because I had like a sideline seat, like maybe like 40 rows up or whatever. But you guys were kind of close to where I was sitting. I remember that. Yeah. And yeah, that was nice. Cause that touchdown was pretty close to where I was. And I just remember like that was the loudest I've ever experienced Levi Stadium, by the way, because I'm talking about that Bosa play. When Bosa freaking picked that sorry ass quarterback off, I forget his name because he's a bum. And then Bosa pretty much was about to take it to the house and had that one little dude that shoestringed him. He would have been gone for the touchdown, man. But that crowd just roared. It was like you couldn't even. And I went back and listened to it with headphones and watched the replays. It like, dude, this TV broadcast does not do the crowd noise justice on this play, man. I don't know if you remember how loud it was on that play.
No, bro, and that's crazy because that was like the most memorable moment for me as a Niner fan, because the entire stadium went nuts, bro, when he picked that off. And when he was about to return it, like, bro, it was I'm not gonna say it was like Beastquake relevant, but man, it was loud and hectic in there. Like the stadium was shaking, bro. It was rocking. It was crazy. It was crazy.
I mean, because I've been to Levi since the very first game of that stadium. Of course, I was a Candlestick, had season tickets for a season out there, but obviously, at any victory I've been in, I never heard anything that loud. And that rivals anything I heard in Candlestick, I'll be honest. And I've been to plenty. I was at the Kaepernick game in the playoffs at Candlestick when they beat the Packers and Kaepernick ran wild. And it got loud there, but that one Bosa play just still resonates in my ears, man. So, gotta say what's up to Kimberly. Faithful viewer says, hi, let's go 49er fans. Yeah, so it's always great going to 49er games. Of course, it's a lot more fun when we win. But as far as meeting players or running into players in the South Bay, have you ever had good experiences or any good stories to tell about meeting players? Perhaps?
Yeah, always. I mean, I think one of my favorite players of 49er history of all time is Patrick Willis, and it was kind of funny. I met him at like the training camp, and I was like 13, 14, but I still kind of looked a little small growing up as a kid. So they would be in section where they would only let kids go in, and it was right before they walk into the tunnel to go back into the locker room, and my dad was like, hey, just sneak in there. Like, they're not going to ID you or anything. You just say you're 11. So me and my brother were a little bit taller than all the other kids. But so I was there. And my most memorable moment was like, he gave me an autograph. He signed like all 4 of our jerseys, the ball, everything like that. And my dad has it all in case and everything. But and I talked to him and I was like, hey, man, like I think that's complete bull that AP won Rookie of the Year that season over you. And I was like, bro, you deserve it. You were a phenomenal. And all he said, he looked at me, he was like, I appreciate that, little man. I appreciate that. So I thought, I was like, oh, damn, talk to Patrick Willis, man. That was pretty dope.
The people working there are probably like, hey, who's this little Aaron Donald looking kid trying to sneak in to get autographs? Just kidding.
Good one, yeah.
Hey, Aaron Donald's a beast, though. It sucks that he murders us and, causes headaches for us. But it is what it is, man. Yeah, as far as other Niner experiences, oh yeah, let me ask you this because I mentioned it earlier. The whole Madden it's not every day that I talk to professional Madden game players. So if you could just tell me a little bit how that got all started and your best moments being a Madden game player, that's pretty awesome.
So I was more passionate about Madden growing up because I'm Polynesian, like half Samoan. So a lot of my cousins like that I grew up with and around, they were really, really like invested in Madden. I think the first Madden I played was like Madden 05, if I'm not mistaken. So like we would all just run games and we would always play each other and I would, learn how to play through my older cousins and how to get good. And, when you started off, they were beating me, but then all of a sudden, when I got older, I just started beating them. And then I started getting like climbing better. I started playing online and getting competitive and just getting better and better and honing my skills. There's not a day that goes by like when I go back to like my cousin's house or anybody, I'm just whooping everybody. So I thought that was pretty dope. And they're like, oh damn, cuz like, they feel like they took pride in like, oh, we made you who you are, a professional Madden player. But so I thought that was like that's something that was always resonated with me. But then also too, like just being, football is like my favorite sport of all time. So just, being able to be good at Madden and then also, your team always being like invested in the team and being that passionate, it just goes hand in hand for me. So
that's cool, man. I mean, because I know I play Madden and then I look at the leaderboards. Like, so when they show people like in the top 10 and I'm all the way down in like the freaking top 3,000s or whatever, and I'm looking at the dudes' names in the top 10, are those like the professional players usually? Or
yeah, usually for like ranked, for like regular games usually, but sometimes there's guys that just play a lot of games so they get a lot of good stats. But what makes a Madden player or a pro Madden player is people who continuously top in events whenever they get called out or flown out from EA to make a live event and stuff like that. That's when like, okay, this dude's good because he's beating the top competition to get into a prize pool where, even if you finish top 8, you're looking at like, almost $15,000-$20,000 just in guaranteed right there, right? So those are the guys that make, pros, but pros know each other. And then, there'll always be guys on like lurk accounts. So based upon play style, they'll kind of like guess like, oh, this guy plays like this pro player, but he's not on his main tag, right? His main gamer tag. So they'll be like, oh, they'll just reference that as a lurk account. So just be careful because there's a lot of those out there.
Oh, okay. I probably lost to a few of them already.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me ask you this. Did you ever have the chance to play Madden against an NFL player? Because supposedly some of the NFL players are pretty good.
Yeah, no, unfortunately I did not, man. It sucks I didn't. But I remember they had when Derwin James had that injury, they had like Derwin versus the world. But I knew a couple pro players that was, helping him behind the scenes to get pretty good. And then I think he went on a run where he just started beating like every celebrity he played against and, football player too. Like he actually studied the game and actually got good at it. So, but no, I never was, I never played any pro that I can think of right now.
Yeah. So, and this is the last Madden question, but, because I saw that video of you on the YouTube professional Madden players channel. I forgot the name of the channel. Madden Nation it might be called, but I remember they had some big tournament and it was televised with like announcers and everything. And, they literally had you at your pad at your house, I'm assuming, playing somebody. Like, did they bring in a camera crew or something, or did they give you equipment to prop up?
Yeah. So actually it was kind of crazy. So technically they shipped the equipment to your house and then you had to set it up. And then, EA, they looked at the hours worked or whatever time it took to set it up and they kind of like compensated you with like a $200 gift card or something like that. So I mean they were pretty cool on that end, but yeah, I had to set everything up myself. Like I set the camera up, the lighting, everything. So the guy walked you like through a manual step-by-step process of how to set this lighting, dim the lights, this, the camera angle, this, all that type of stuff. So
you probably had to get on the phone with them live to do tech support or something.
Oh yeah, man, it took me like 3 hours to set it up. It was pretty intense, but
I can imagine they give you professional equipment. So we got Swanson in the chat. He says 49. Whenever he types his 49er Minded or 49er Minded, he's referencing the song. He likes that theme song, the intro that I put together.
It is a good theme song.
Yeah, I didn't make the beat actually. I used the copyright free beat, but everything else I threw on there. Kenny says, "Can't believe we're gonna lose Debo." Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in just a moment, man. So the whole Devos Samuel thing, it's like this 49ers. Being a 49ers fan is great and it's fun to say hey. At least for me, I watched. I sat and watched as a real fan for three of the Super Bowls. I watched the fourth, the Miami Dolphins one as a kid, but I had no idea what football was back then. I just knew it was football. So that doesn't count in my opinion because I wasn't even a fan back then. But Yeah, so I mean, being a Niner fan, sure, we've been spoiled. We've obviously sat through a lot of shitty, pretty bad times, some terrible seasons, and we grew some thick skin. That's how you become a real fan, is you sit through the bad, even though you've dealt with the good and so forth. But these off seasons, man, these are just like we got some like stressful off seasons as a Niner fan. We're dealing with the stress of, hey, are we finally going to trade Jimmy? And all that's being put on hold because of his old injury and BS or whatever. Who knows? He might get traded during the draft if we're lucky, but we're probably gonna have to wait till the beginning of training camp or when he finally heals up. So we got that to worry about. And then obviously, the big one, elephant in the room, the Devos Samuel thing. So what pops in your head right off the bat when you hear the name Devos Samuel?
I mean, playmaker, offensive weapon that carried last year. This man literally put the team on his back in a sense, especially from an offensive standpoint. We know how limited Jimmy Garoppolo is as a quarterback. And I think that played into why he's asking the asking price, and what makes his skill set so good is because of Jimmy's limitations that they did, in a way force feed. But I still think that maybe he may not be able to replicate the full statistics of like a 2,000 all-purpose yard season with Trey Lance, but he will still be a dynamic wide receiver. You get him the ball at any point in time, and he's just a playmaker. Like, that's just what it comes down to. Like, there's people in the NFL that make plays, and that's why they're the most highest played. I mean, everybody that is top 5 or top 3 at their position that's getting the contract that warrants that, they're all playmakers. And to me, Devos Samuel is unequivocally, without a doubt, the best offensive weapon we've had last year. And I'm hoping they can rectify things with the organization and Debo's agent and camp. But I mean, it's looking grim right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it's not looking good. As I'm usually the guy that always tries to spin things on the positive. Not that I'm a homer or anything like that, but it's like, okay, yeah, sure, I can say all day that they're gonna get a deal done, and this is just a media ploy, or this is just his agent doing this or whatever to try to get his his contract value to go up or whatever. But at the end of the day, as the old saying goes, where there's smoke, there's fire. I hate to sound cliche, but there's got to be some truth to it. And then you see his brother posting stupid things, and oh, my bad, I was just kidding, and it's just a huge, ugly mess right now. And for me as a 49er fan, in terms of wanting to keep Debo, obviously, sure, if it's up to me, we keep Debo. I'm not. There's other Niner fans out there who are out there saying, let's trade him. No, go ahead and trade him now. Some Niner fans are saying that because they're saying they don't like his attitude. Some of them are just basically saying it because, hey, if he doesn't want to be here, why should we have him around? And that part more so than anything, I do totally get. But as a Niner fan, it does hurt though. It's like, man, why doesn't he want to be here? Like, we just had this successful ass season. We were this close to getting to the Super Bowl and possibly winning it, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. But hey, we're a young team with a young quarterback who has an amazing upside, and there's plenty to be excited about, in my opinion, if you're a 49er player. But some people value the business side of it more so than the playing side, and it's like, okay, he sees it in his eyes. He sees a huge, gigantic pot of gold in front of him because thanks to our boy Trent Baalke over in Jacksonville Jaguars, he had to overpay the living shit out of him. I usually don't cuss like this on my shows, by the way. Over Christian Kirk, Christian Kirk would pay him $62 million or something like that. So the wide receiver market got destroyed, and it's just a gigantic mess. I'm trying to be positive about this damn thing, but I still think there's a small glimmer, and I'll explain later. And you might be able to do it too. That we might still have him, but it's messy. It's ugly.
No, yeah, I mean, I completely agree. The situation sucks hand in hand. But in my eyes, I'm always going to be pro player. I think, shout out to Jordan Splash Cousins on Twitter. He said it best. Like, basically, like, nobody put, like, of course, everybody puts the team first, the 49er logo, yes. But without the star players to run that logo, you'll get teams like poverty franchises in a way, like the Texans, the Jaguars. Like, if you don't have high caliber players to push the team over the hump or move the needle, you're going to be a bottom tier organization. So to me, they go hand in hand. Like, the logo and the player go hand in hand. And to me, players need to be paid. And it's not like we're out here trying to pay, Jawan Jennings top wide receiver money or AJ Jenkins, wherever the hell he's at. That it's not like we're trying to pay any of these guys. Like, this guy actually produced, and he wants to be compensated based upon merit for the work that he put in. And you can't put on any football game with, this last season and not see Debo flash or Debo do miraculous plays that kept the 49ers in the game. So, it goes to show, like, I agree with, with fans that want to say, if he doesn't want to be here, then forget about it. I agree with that. And I get that. But also, too, I'm also understanding of, well, this player needs his money because this player performed. It's not like he hasn't done it. Maybe the longevity of him doing it for a long period of time isn't there because he does have an all-pro season one time. But remember, like, he's been in the league for 3 years. He's going on his 4th year, and he just feels like, hey, man, I just had a miraculous year, and I deserve to be paid. And I get that stance, too. And, I mean, the dude has a family, and, these players are sacrificing a lot. Obviously, I wouldn't say they're fully being compensated, but they're making millions, man. They're making more than, any average human being would ever make in this lifetime, right? So I just feel like I hope they can, again, rectify the situation and come to an agreement. But ultimately, it just doesn't look good. It almost looks like he will be out the door. And I said this yesterday on the Spaces that my whole percentages depend on whatever happens during the draft. Like, so right now, to me, if you were to ask me, is Debo getting traded? I would say 100%, right? Let's just, as an example. But if the first round comes and goes on the 28th, which is Thursday, if that day goes by and we don't see any movement, then to me it would be, okay, well, I think 40% he'll get traded and 60% he'll stay as a 49er. That's how much it increases to me. And then if you go into day 2 and we get past the 35th and the 38th pick, which is, I think, the Jets' 2 second-round picks, at that point, if they get past 35 and 38 with no trade, Debo's 100% going to be on the roster this season, and they're probably going to try to work out a contract for him. And I think that goes into 100% because, again, the 49ers are not going to move. Like, the 49ers have holes now that they can use if they do trade Debo's, whatever compensation they get for Debo, they can use to build and, pretty much bandage or patch these holes in the roster, right? For instance, like a strong safety, right? We don't know the Alex Mack situation, so they might have to draft the center. So things like that, you know what I mean? And they need that compensation this year for the capital this year that they can get from Debo. There's no way they're going to wait or get it, future picks. They need it now to, pretty much plug the holes that they have on the roster. So with that being said, ultimately, I just think that when we get to the draft, just stand pat. And if, the first day goes by, it looks more and more likely he's going to stay. And like I said, if we get to the second day in round 2 and it's, we're already past the 38th pick, which is the Jets, then I think he's 100% fully going to stay. Like, they're not going to trade him.
Yeah, and I was looking at people were talking about the Jets and mentioned them because they have a lot of capital, 2 firsts, 2 high seconds, 2 high firsts actually as well. We have the Robert Saleh connections, so if anything happens, maybe with them, who knows? Let me see what's up to a couple other people that just came in. We have David McNew. David McNew says, "What's up, Bashar, Shey, and Shay Lewis? We'll see what happens with Debo in the next 6 days, hopefully." Okay, good to see you on, dude. Got Tommy Huxley. Tommy Huxley says, "What's good, Trey? TNT legend." Oh yeah, TNT. I'm really I know Trez and Trey really well, by the way. I've talked to those guys a whole lot in TNT. Oh, this is a name I haven't seen in quite some time. Actually, I miss talking to this dude. Pioneer. Yeah. Don't call me Frank Gore. Patrick Willis is just my favorite. Patrick Willis is my favorite player. My name would have been Phyllis, but when I made my name, Gore just finished that 2006 season. Okay, you made it way back. And please bitch slap those Jets and Dolphins fans in the Spaces. I haven't heard them. I haven't been on. Wow, so you've been making Twitter appearances and we don't know about it, huh? I see what you're doing. Yeah, look at you. Yeah, this whole Debo thing. Pioneer is awesome, man.
Yeah, great guy.
I've been a while to talk to the guy. I've been a while to tell all this kind of funny stuff. But
I know where you've been, man. Get back on Twitter, Pioneer. We need you. Fight the fight.
If you guys don't know about Twitter Spaces and you're bored and you feel like talking Niners with random Niner fans, download the Twitter app on your phone. And I'm not trying to pump up Elon Musk or anything like that. I think Williams part of it. But anyways, get a Twitter app. Boom, hop on the 49er Spaces. You'll have fun. So yeah, definitely do not forget about those. Oh yeah. And speaking of Twitter Spaces, I heard you going on this whole long. I wasn't able to take the mic that day, but I think it was 2 days ago, and I heard you go on this whole long spiel about Devos Samuel, and more so about his play. Because honestly, in my opinion, call me a homer all you want, but in my opinion, as far as any wide receiver and maybe running back, I don't know who's more explosive with the ball in his hands. I mean, he's up there. He can make a short. We've seen it so many times. He'll take a short little, winky dinky pass for 2 yards and turn up the field for 50 yards at the drop of a dime. It's amazing. It's so fun to watch him play. It'll kill me if he's gone. Honestly, it will. But this whole argument or conversation about it being the end of the world, or or how much would it actually hurt us if we got Debo and we even if we did draft some of these young guys. Obviously there's no Debos in this upcoming draft. There's only one Debo. But you were talking about his route running, and so whoever we get's obviously going to be more of a conventional wide receiver. But you were talking about his wide route running and just his style of play, and so if you want to go on about that, feel free to.
Oh yeah, definitely. So basically, shout out to my boy Chris. I had to school him, but basically, like Debo's essential play style isn't like normal typical wide receiver play style. Like I'm gonna be honest with you guys, if you watch film all 22, Debo isn't a good route runner. I mean, I'm sorry, he's not a great route runner. He's a good route runner for the routes he's asked, but he does run 5 specific routes really great. But that doesn't make him an all-in-all route runner. Like the best route runners, right, or who get paid are like guys who can run the entire route tree. Debo can run the entire route tree, but just not as effective as he can the 5 specific routes that he runs to a T. So basically my point being is, and I had my boy go look at it, and he was like, no, yeah, you're right. Like he runs decent routes here and there, but there's 5 specifics. But one of the best routes that he runs is a slant. He's one of the best, slant runners. He has one of the short area quickness. And like you said, you don't know anybody who's more explosive to him off the ball, right? Like his quick short area burst of speed is just like, it's so impactful for the 49ers offense. And that's why they ultimately have to use him at running back to try to replicate the Raheem Mostert explosion when he went down. So in a sense, slants, he's really, slant doesn't take too much, but because he runs it to a T, and also he's one of like the most short area explosive guys in the league, like one of the most. I think him and Tyreek Hill are like 1A and 1B. He could run a slant perfectly, and his body style and his play style is yak, right? And he can, after what we know, what makes him Devos Samuel is what he does after the catch, right? And that style fits into play. It's just, to me, that style is more predicated for a quarterback like a Jimmy Garoppolo, like a Mac Jones. These guys who don't really have the top end arm talent, but have the processing that can get the ball out quick. So in Debo's essence, it's like, let's scheme up some plays, get Debo, the ball on a quick hitch, a quick slant, you know what I mean? Get him to, catch the ball quick and then go make a play for us after that, right? And that's why you see a lot of the bubble screens he takes. And Kevin another space guy pointed out, but I was kind of like winging it, but from like what I remember, but Devos Samuel, right? His average depth of target in the league is one of the bottom lowest. So it means I think it's like 3-point-something yards. The average depth of target for our average wide receiver is like 10, 11. So he's catching the ball at such a short range from the line of scrimmage, but he's yakking his way, and he's averaging 18 yards after the catch. That's absurd. He's almost averaging 2 first downs after he receives the target.
Crazy. That's crazy.
That's insane, right? And so and that style was predicated because we know the limitations of Jimmy Garoppolo. As far as Trey Lance, it won't be that bad, like of a hindrance. But with Trey, I'm not saying he won't produce like Debo. I think he still will. It just means that when Ayuk is running open, we're going to hit Ayuk, 8 times out of 10, while Jimmy Garoppolo is just looking for the dump off or the Debo route. Ayuk is going to get more like acclimated and more fed into the offense because Trey Lance can throw the ball, more than just short and intermediate. He could throw it middle to long. You know what I mean? He could throw it outside the numbers, right? So that's the point I was making as far as Devos Samuel goes. But I mean, again, if you have a guy that can take the top off and you have Ayuk work in the middle of the area, and then Trey Lance sees Debo and hits him on a slant, like that's still great for your rookie, rookie quarterback, because he's going to produce, right? So I just think stylistically, Debo like isn't as how you say pretty much.
He's not polished. That's polished.
Right, but it's like more of like he's just not like the not the average, but he's not like your typical or
prototypical wide receiver.
Prototypical wide receiver, right? He's not like a Devontae Adams. He's not like a Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? That makes him one-of-one, right? He's a Devos Samuel, and he said it himself. That's why he doesn't watch any film on any wide receiver when they run out.
Right. He said that? Okay.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, he's on record saying that. Like, hey, I don't watch anybody else in the league because nobody can do what I do. And he's right. He's 100% right.
That's another reason why I'm confused about Debo, because it's like he was almost propping himself up at, I don't know if he said he was a wide back at the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, yeah. So he's like, "Hey, I'm a wide back." I forgot how he said it. If you can imitate it, feel free to. But it's just like I thought he was embracing this thing, And keep in mind, there were times towards the end of the season I was kind of getting pissed in that Rams game when they were trying to run Debo up the middle like a damn freaking power runner or a fullback, and it's like, come on, we know he's great at those outside zones and all that. So why not just keep it at that? But it is what it is. We lost that game, but I love Debo. It's kind of killing me to think that we could possibly lose him. But the good news is there are wide receivers coming out in the draft, and we'll do a mock draft pretty soon. Just want to bring up a couple of comments. We got this one guy in here. I've seen him in here a couple of times before, I think. Andy Land 27. If you're new, welcome to the show. He says trade Jimmy and Debo as a package for a few first and second round picks. Give more money to the boss. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if that's Boss or are you trying to say Bosa?
The Bosa. Yeah, I see that right
Bosa.
there.
Yeah, he did.
I see that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think you can package Jimmy. I think the only package you can get though is teams that need a quarterback. So you don't want to like limit the playing field. I think whoever comes over the top with the most capital, I think the 49ers will take that offer. But basically, like the only way I can see him and Jimmy being packaged is probably like a Carolina Panthers trade because they need a quarterback, right? They don't want to run it back with Darnold, Sam Darnold. So, you package him, Jimmy, and then, whatever you can get. Like, I seen a trade where it's like Yetur Gross-Matos, who I think is a promising edge.
Pass rusher.
Had him, yeah, pass rusher edge. Yetur Gross-Matos, the 6th pick, and I think it was another pick or a player. I'm not certain. And I'm like, that might get it done. I'm still, Robbie Anderson. So it was like Robbie Anderson, Yetur Gross-Matos, and the 6th pick in the draft for Devos Samuel and Jimmy Garoppolo. And it makes sense though. Like what Andy said, it makes sense because again, like if we're saying that Jimmy Garoppolo is because he's so incapable of making big plays and he relies on Debo, that boosts Debo's value even more because Debo, the play style of Jimmy predicates to how Debo wants to play, which is, but like I said, I'm not saying that Debo can't play with Trey Lance or any other like Patrick. No, he could play with any quarterback. I'm just saying Jimmy needs Debo, and that helps feed Debo's value even more if you're going to pay him that, topmost non-quarterback money, which is like north of like 30 mil, right? It's like 30.5 or 31,
exactly, yeah.
Something like that.
And the thing is, like, I'm not sure which type of routes you're thinking are the bad routes that Debo runs, but it looks like he can probably run the deep route fairly well because small sample size, but he had those two nice ones from Trey, Yeah. He had the one in the Bears game too, where he caught that one deep one. Yeah. I was for it was a rarity, but it was a nice deep throw by Jimmy. Hey. Yeah. You gotta give it to him on that play. Okay, Jamal Armstrong, what's up, dude? Says he's still number one wide receiver because he produces that way. It's just not your prototypical route runner. You up like Diggs, Adams, but Debo does win consistently with his yak. Can't knock him more. That reminded me because I didn't bother getting in these arguments or spaz because I didn't feel like typing the next 2 hours. But I remember seeing people on, now last season I could understand it more, or previous seasons, but this particular season, apparently there's people out there that say Debo's not a number one wide receiver. And I don't care what team he's on. I still think he's a number one, unless he's paired with, somebody better than him, perhaps. But what do you think?
No, yeah, and shout out to my brother Jamal. I'm about to see him after this. I'm about to drive out there to see my boy after this.
Oh, okay, cool.
This great show we're having, brother. Thank you for having me on, Bashar. But no, I 100% agree. And I think that was my biggest problem was like I was trying to knock Debo for that play style. But honestly, no, he's a wide receiver one, bro. Like, and it might not be your prototypical wide receiver, but that's what makes Debo, right? Is again because he in a sense, I don't want to speak blasphemy, but like he's a yak god, bro. Like that is what it is. Like I said, his yards per depth of target is 3.8. and the average in the league is 10 to 11 yards. Like, that's insane. But he still has almost 18 yards after the catch. So, like, this man is, you're right. He may not be the prototypical number one, but he's a number one regardless, and that shouldn't be a knock on him. And he's right. I'm just, in a sense, I just feel that, in a way, like, I just think that, what Debo does well, I can go with any quarterback in the league. Like, but I do feel like he's more for a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, a Mac Jones. I'm trying to think of guys who can't really take the top end off the ball. I mean, even like a Tua Tagovailoa. Like, these guys who aren't like prolific or elite throwers, so they need that crutch. You know what I mean? And why not use the best crutch in the league, which is Devos Samuel? You give him a 5-yard out or a 5-yard slant or you know what I mean? A 10-yard post, 15-yard post. Like, he's gonna crib it.
Oh yeah, but we all know how funny it is to watch once he does get those short passes. So let me say what's up to Dion from Niner Gang Podcast. Says, what's good, Bashar? Oh snap, Treyway in the building. LOL. I've had him on before. A great dude. We've all talked to him on the Spaces, and we keep referencing Spaces because we got a lot of people from the Spaces on here watching, and it's just
awesome.
always crazy and fun on Spaces. So let's I'm gonna share my screen in a second, and we're gonna get started with this whole mock draft. If you're up for it, we could probably do 2 mock drafts, maybe one.
Yeah, definitely.
One assuming Debo. The first one, we'll just assume everything's fine and dandy in 49er land, and he's never gonna get traded, and we're in a utopia, and everything in this world is perfect. And before I get started, I want to read this comment and see what you thought about it. It says, trade Jimmy and Debo. Oh no, not this one. Yeah, it was McNew that had it. I think it was this one right here. David McNew says, for Debo, we need 3 firsts. That's a whole lot. 3 first-round picks, 2 second-rounders, and the team's best guards and safety. I think he's just being funny there. I'm sure we'd love that, but yeah, that is not going to happen. Yeah, we're definitely much more likely to keep Debo in general than see that happen. So what I'm going to do is share my screen, setting that up right now for you guys, and we're going to get going on this mock draft with Trey as our GM. So, all right, you guys see my screen?
Awesome. Looks good, man.
Okay, cool. Just a second. All right. So we're going to do the 7 rounds. We're going to be the 49ers. And we're not going to do any trades pretty much with this draft. We'll just stick with the picks. Yeah, and we'll just assume that Devos Samuel's on the team. If you can't see anything, if you want me to zoom in on anything, since we're to the side of the screen, I can zoom in on things if you want. But for now, I'll keep it like this. And it's basically we're starting the draft right now. So here we go.
Cool.
So this is Shay Lewis as the San Francisco 49ers general manager. The other teams are picking now as we speak. The San Francisco 49ers do pick at 61, and now the San Francisco 49ers are on the clock.
Awesome.
So if you see the list, or do you want me to zoom in on it?
If you can zoom in just a little bit, but I can see it fine right now, though. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay,
that's perfect. Okay, so we got. Yeah. If you want to go ahead and read names off, you can read them, or that's fine.
Yeah, no, I can see them. I mean, I can see
good.
Kingsley. It would. So right now, what I'm looking at, it would definitely be between Nick Cross and Kingsley and Agbury. Simply due to the fact that, listen, I think it's BPA right now, and I'm gonna take the best player. Nick Cross is still on the board, and so I'm as a GM right now. I'm weighing our decisions, right? So, but we just signed Kamiko Toure, right? So that kind of makes me hesitant. Like, oh, we don't really need to edge this high because we already signed our depth. But at the Alex Mack situation, I think is something people are very underrating. That entire situation because he still hasn't committed to the season, and people who know Kyle need to know that the most important position on the field besides quarterback is center. He runs the entire offense. He runs the packages. He runs the blitz pickups. He IDs the mic. He does it all for the quarterback. And what way to send off your rookie quarterback with a guy who's just learning the system himself if we don't get Alex Mack. So I think center and safety, because we don't even have a starting safety, is my top priority. So with Nick Cross still on the board, man, big fan of him. Shout out to my boy Jamal who's in the chat. Watched this film because of him. He was really high on him. So I'm gonna draft Nick Cross out of Maryland, man.
There we go.
61st pick.
61st pick of the NFL draft. San Francisco 49ers general manager Shay Lewis selects Nick Cross. Safety.
Nick Cross, man.
All right.
Safety. All right,
Here we go.
awesome.
So we got your offensive lineman right there, that center.
Yeah, we do. We have Donovan West. I also want to see. We're at 93 right now. I kind of want to see. Is there any way I can see what remaining centers out there? Because there's also another guy that everybody's high on, which is Luke Faulkner, coming out of Kentucky.
It just says interior offensive line.
Yeah, interior. That's fine.
Yeah. Hang on. Oops.
So yeah, Donovan West.
Just a second.
You're good.
There you go. Where is it? Just had it. There you go. All right. So here we go. Do you see the names?
Yeah. So yeah. So honestly, damn. Yeah. I don't even know if Cam will make it this far, but Cam Jurgens and Donovan West are like testing really, really well right now. Like they're breaking a lot of tests. I just think that Cam Jurgens is a little bit more polished. I think his testing scores were almost as good as I think a guy that was supposed to be in the first round, but is falling now because he's not testing too well. But Alec Lindstrom, who already knows the system, but Cam Jurgens was right there. So I'm gonna take Cam Jurgens. Shout out to Brad Graham, who's
Brad Graham,
a big fan of this guy.
The SF Niners.
I really like Cam Jurgens at 93.
Okay, so there you go with the 93rd pick. We got Cam Jurgens and center. Sir. There you go. So
now we
Nebraska,
got
right?
Safety. Yeah. So now we're at 105. Yeah. Can we look at cornerbacks really quick?
Corners, yeah. There is one right here that's Damari Mathis, but let me pull up
the
corners.
I'm gonna see if he falls down a little bit, but I gotta see if my boy.
And for the record, for you Christian Watson fanboys like myself, he was picked by the Kansas City Chiefs with the 50th pick overall. So just throwing that out there.
That's crazy.
All right. So we got here's a list of available corners. Of course, LSU corners are always nice. And we got a few other guys.
Yeah. I like Damari Mathis's versatility. I think this is kind of a reach for him though. I think he can get him in like the 4th round, 5th round. But I think I'm gonna take my boy Damari Mathis, man. We're gonna reach a little bit.
Hey, we need those corners, right? So Damari Mathis, cornerback out of Pittsburgh. There you go.
Let's see who's next.
All right, so we got the 134th pick now. We have Logan Bruss available, Tyson Anderson, safety, Joshua Williams, another center, Kevin Austin Jr., wide receiver out of Notre Dame.
I'm going to take the speedy kid from Notre Dame, Kevin Austin Jr., rising up a lot of people's boards.
What kind of speed are we talking about here?
It's like 4.3, buddy. We're talking like 4.3 range, a burner. I know we got Ray, but I think Kevin Austin is a polished receiver.
Oh, there you go. Hey,
there you go.
There's a center I've seen his name thrown around a lot. Joshua Williams. Got Brian Robinson, running back. Ty Chandler's available.
I think I'm gonna take Ty Chandler.
Yeah, I took him too in my mock.
I kind of like Ty Chandler. I think he's a good receiving back. And obviously I think he just had a visit with the 49ers too.
Yeah. I picked him already. Sorry. Yeah, I heard you say I think, but I assumed you were just going to take him right there. But
no. Yeah, I was going to take him. I was just saying I think he had a interview or whatever. He was at the stage.
Okay, the Niners been up with a few players. I wish I had this list. If anything, I might try to do that for our next show. Just compile this list of, hey, these are all the players the Niners freaking met up with, and see if that actually equates to us picking anybody. So.
What round are we in? We're at round.
So it's the 6th pick. Round 6, 8th pick overall.
Pick 8. Yeah, can we go to right tackles, please, or tackles?
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to see if my boy Damian Kennard is still out there from Kentucky. Big fan of him. He does have a little bit of injury history, but I think out of like 500 or something snaps, he's only allowed 1 sack. Actually, I think in the 3 seasons he's played at Kentucky, he's only allowed 1 sack. I won 1 sack.
A snack? I like that.
Yeah, snack.
That's a good one. So we got Zachary Thomas, Chris Paul, Darian. Maybe your guy was taken.
Yeah, I think so. I think
he's from Kentucky.
He's on the board.
It's Daryl Rosenthal from Kentucky. Was he the weaker player compared to the guy you like?
It seems that way. Yeah, he's not even.
What's his name?
I think it's Damian Kennard. Damian Kennard.
Let me see.
Yeah, I think it's like Kinard, or is it double R's?
Let me try it. Nothing came up the first time. Hang on.
Nothing. I'm probably butchering his name. I'm so bad with names. I know it's Kinard though.
Okay. You know, he's probably not available since it's not popping up.
Yeah. Damn.
All right. Yeah, but you still want to go tackle or?
Yeah, because we don't know what Mike McGlinchey is, but I'll go. You said the name Joshua Williams. No, that's a center actually. No, we need tackle. Yeah, can we get? I need a tackle.
Okay, I'll pull up the tackle list one more time. Hang on, if there's anybody.
Yeah, pull up the tackle list really quick and
time.
maybe edge.
All right. Chris
Zachary
Paul,
Thomas.
not the basketball.
I haven't seen any. Cordell Volson.
You don't recognize these guys, huh?
I don't see. Yeah, can we pull up the DN list? Might have to go edge. Let me see if I know somebody that's in the.
The DNs. Sure, we'll do that.
Yeah, the edge department.
Edge right here. Christopher Allen, not bad.
Jesse
Luketa. Myron Tagovailoa must be related. I don't know the two. I don't know. Sizzy, Kyron Johnson. A lot of these names I recognize. The first guy I recognize is Christopher Allen after doing some mock drafts.
Yeah, let's get my boy Christopher Allen from Bama. Okay. I love the Bama products.
Oh yeah.
Let's just take him.
So this is the 221st pick right now. Any position you're just going for best player available?
So we've addressed corner.
I heard a lot of good things about this guy, Noah Ellis. He's a little bit lower on the totem pole right now, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who's still making it out there. What do you think we're gonna do with Wisnowski?
Yeah,
actually, I like Leon O'Neal.
Oh, you do like Leon O'Neal? Safety out of Texas A&M.
He ran a 4.7, but I like him.
Damn, a 4.7 for a safety. He must be pretty good on tape then.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I
think a big hitter.
4.7 or 4.57. He's a He's a thumper. He's a pure thumper.
Okay, there you go.
Good box guy.
Okay, so we got this is the 221st pick, and we got Josh Johnson, wide receiver, available. Zaquan Ray White. I've seen Zaquan Ray White pop up in so many 49er mock drafts. I notice people just not taking him. Is he just some big power runner that doesn't really fit what we're doing, or?
Yeah, I mean, again, remember they draft a lot of guys that stylistically can fit the scheme, who've been in a zone scheme for majority of their careers. I'm a big fan of Marquise Bell, coming out of like Florida A&M, I believe it's. I
see him as safety.
Like that. Yeah,
safety, right?
Florida A&M. Yeah, he's pretty good, but I wouldn't. I mean, we're already at 220. What are we at?
220.
Yeah, I kind of like his style. He's 6'4", pretty big. I think this is around the area he'll be drafted. But we already took Leon O'Neal, so I'm not going to double back for safeties because we already took two in this draft with Nick Cross and Leon O'Neal. So I'm probably just going to go for BPA. But didn't we already take a wide receiver? We already took Chad Chandler. So
we did.
Yeah, let me see the edges really quick. I know I'm probably just going to go edge here, whatever is BPA.
Okay, edge. It says the top rated guy for edge is that Myron Tagovailoa Amosa from Notre Dame, according to them. But he doesn't have a big. Him and Adam Anderson are almost neck and neck.
I'm sorry, bro. Can you go to interior offensive lineman because I feel like we might need to grab a guard actually.
Interior offensive lineman. Okay, we got Doug Kramer center available. Josh Sills from Oklahoma State. Ben Brown, Mississippi. Nick Ford out of Utah.
We're gonna go to. I think we're gonna go to Josh Wills, Illinois.
Josh Sills.
Okay, Oklahoma State. Yeah.
Josh Sills. Okay, he is the pick.
I'm taking my pick, baby. We're gonna get a guard right now. We need it.
So
last pick. I think this is Mr. Irrelevant, right? Is this the last pick of the draft?
It might be the last pick of the whole draft. Yeah, it is the last.
Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant.
There you go, Mr. Irrelevant. It is.
It is. Let's see who's Mr. Relevant.
Nephew Sewell. I see him. Snoop. This guy's named Snoop Connor.
Snoop Connor. Yeah, maybe Snoop D-O-double-G. Where's that interior offensive lineman? I mean, that interior defensive line you got.
Interior. Well, the one guy that was hanging around was Noah Ellis, but I don't think he's available anymore.
Noah Ellis?
Yeah, he was hanging around. My bad. I picked D-line. I picked O-line. Let me go back and get the D-line, and we're going to see who's available interior defensive lineman.
Interior, yeah. Let's see if we can get a hog molly.
Here we go. So we got C.J. Wright still available, Georgia 7.
Jordan I like Jackson Jonathan Ford from Miami.
Oh, okay. So you know who he is? All right. Yeah, I don't recognize these guys.
I like Jonathan Ford.
You like Jonathan Ford? You want to get him?
Film on him? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to draft him.
So he's Mr. Irrelevant. Okay, so let's see what your grade was. Now, PFF doesn't always look at like scheme fits and all that. So sometimes they give you funny little bad grades. But let's see. I think this is a pretty good one. So with the Nick Cross pick, you got a B-. I guess they favor our other needs over safety that early. That was Nick Cross, safety out of Maryland. Cam Jurgens from Nebraska got A- for that one. Morris Mathis, A-. That was our third rounder. Kevin Austin Jr., you said is a speedy wide receiver available in the 4th round. Tyson Chandler, more of a speedier type running back. They gave a C for that pick, but I wouldn't give us a C. They don't, losing Mostert, hey, not to say this guy Ty Chandler is gonna be Mostert, but
they hating on us.
Yeah, exactly. Christopher Allen, edge out of Alabama in the 6th round. They gave us a D+ for. I don't know. That's kind of sucks. Leon O'Neal Jr. A-. That's a great pick. They gave you really good value for that pick. And Josh Sills B for the 6th, and then Mr. Irrelevant pick C+. So overall draft grade B. So hey, you got time to redeem yourself. If we're gonna do another mock draft. So let me just
absolutely.
Let me just see what's up in the comments really quick if I missed anything. People are saying nice job. That was Andy right here.
Thanks, Andy.
Every once in a blue moon I might get hate for certain things I do in mock drafts, but I don't care. I just do them for fun, and it just you learn from them in general. So and yeah. So let's get started with the second one. So this second mock draft, we're gonna assume that Devos Samuel is the Devos Samuel trade is gonna happen. No ifs, ands, or buts. We're not holding on to the guy. So I'm gonna enter the draft and probably gonna have to do a forced trade scenario because PFF does not like it whenever I select would-be trades for the 49ers.
Right.
So, but let's just try to work something with the Jets. Why not? Hey.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see where the Jets are here. New York Jets. All right. So, what picks you trying to get? Because I can force any trade on here. So,
okay,
yeah. To be
so
as realistic
I think,
or make it as fun as you want.
Yeah. I mean, damn, this is kind of crazy. Actually, I don't know.
We got the 4th, the 10th, 35th, 38, 69. Right after our 61st.
Yeah, I think.
Pick.
I think we can get Devo for 10, 38, and 69, and then we'll swap 61 with them.
Okay, so
we'll see. I don't know.
10, 38, 69, and then we'll give them 61. And Devo
with Devo.
Forgot to select a player. Here we go. I always forget how to do that. Devo, and I'll just force a trade, but okay, force it. Because I'll obviously not accept that. Start the draft, man. This is crazy. So we have the 10th pick overall, which is amazing for the squad that we have. And hey, a high second rounder in 38, not bad. And 69th pick.
My favorite number.
I was waiting for somebody to say the joke. It's all in reference to Mike McGlinchey's jersey. Nothing
right,
else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nothing
all
else.
Right. So let's hit the start draft button and let's go.
Let's go.
So GM, our honorable general manager of the San Francisco 49ers, Shay Lewis, now has the luxury of drafting at the number 10th overall pick. He is on the clock, and the players that are available, we start the list with Jamison Williams. And who looks good to you, Mr. General Manager?
Damn, Jamison looks really good. But can I see the trades, actually? I think the 49ers would really, really want to get if they can't fall back too far, they'll definitely try to draft the wide receiver. So, a little bit later than the 10th. So let's see if we can get trade out of 10. I would love to trade out of 10.
Okay. So, do you see what I'm really bad at seeing what the other teams are offering us on PFF.
Yeah,
I'm not the best. I don't know if you see it as well. But I say 5 and 7. I guess those aren't on the market. Yeah, those are on the market. They already used those picks. So it says New York Giants. It's New York Giants. It says trade 3, but I don't see what they're offering though. Do you see what they're offering?
No, I don't even see what they're offering either. I'm trying to see. It says next pick is 10. Next pick is 36. I don't see.
Yeah, so they have a third. They already used their first round. So you want to trade with a team that has a second.
Yeah, I'm trying to trade down a little bit.
We can trade down a little. I got you. So the Colts,
probably like 18, 20.
Okay, the Colts already picked, so they're not going to work. Let's see, Cleveland Browns. Nope, they're not going to work. Let's try the Commanders pick at 11. Oh, here we go. The Vikings pick at 12. Houston Texans pick at 13. Ravens pick at 14. Philly picks at 15. The New Orleans Saints pick at 16. The LA Chargers pick at 17. Pittsburgh Steelers pick at 20. New England Patriots pick at 21. Green Bay Packers 22, Arizona Cardinals 23, Dallas Cowboys 24, Buffalo Bills 25. How low are you trying to go in the first round?
Like probably like to like maybe the Patriots look pretty good. I just don't know if they'll want to move up, but like
I'll
if we
force
swap
it. I'll just force it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you trying to do 21 New England Patriots?
Maybe this might get messy. Maybe we'll just draft Jamison Williams.
So if you're gonna forget you're gonna next to trade? Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
I think because it's not giving us the trade. Like it's not giving us the trade, so now we're gonna have to like think harder to force it. Well, is that realistic? Yeah, let's just draft. Like, let me see who else is on there.
I was just about to draft.
I know. Sorry, is Traylon Burks still there? Garrett Wilson. Damn. See, this thing I wouldn't.
Guy Moore, Jordan Davis.
What about Tyler Lindenbaum is there too? I mean, if we're operating that Debo's gone, we might have to operate that Alex Mack might not be returning, ladies and gentlemen.
You think that might play a part with the whole Debo thing?
See, that's the thing. I kind of want to trade back to 16 or something like that. And draft this guy.
Let's just force a trade. You're in control of this. So
who's 16? Who's 16?
It's the New Orleans Saints.
Whoever has 16.
New Orleans Saints. So
so we'll trade.
We'll give them
10.
You want to give them something for next year and keep our other picks, or you want to actually? Oh, you want to do 10? You want to?
Because we got it. Yeah, we have to do it.
You make it
at least somewhat realistic. Yeah, so 10 and 16, and we'll get 49. We'll get 49, and I'll say we'll get 49. No, we'll get no, because we're gonna keep it. We're gonna get 49 and like 120, and we'll give them first, and we'll give them 69.
I thought you wanted to keep. I thought that was your favorite number.
Right, and then we'll get 120 though from them because we'll get 120.
We'll get one. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna.
So in return, we're getting 16, 49, and 120, and we're giving them 10 and 69. Right. So I'll force the trade. All right. Okay. That makes sense. I like that. Okay. Cool. So this is assuming you're still gonna get your guy though. So we'll see if you're still gonna get your guy. Resume draft.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Linderbaum can be gone. That's fine.
Okay. Linderbaum is still available. You bet on yourself, and looks like that's your guy. You want to take him?
And if Alex Mack is gone and Debo's gone, we're gonna go.
All right, so there you go. So with the 16th pick overall, Tyler Linderbaum, center out of Iowa, is the draft pick for our GM St. Louis. So it's not St. Louis, Shay Lewis.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Okay, so we have the 38th pick in the draft. The 49ers are on the clock, and we got Jalen Pitre available, cornerback out of Baylor.
Yeah, Jalen Pitre. I really like him. Definitely versatile. Is Jaquan Brisker available?
He is.
Yeah, I see him right there. I'm sorry, but I'm taking Brisker with the 38th pick.
And before I make the selection, I've heard a lot about Brisker. Give me the rundown on Brisker because I hear a lot of people hyping him up. Who would you compare him to, and what does he bring to the table?
I don't know his comparables.
You can go to past players too. So
his comparables, I don't know, man. I mean, I think he's a good mold. One thing though, he's my favorite safety in this draft, and I think he honestly is the best safety in this draft. Mm-hmm. As much as like I think Kyle Hamilton is a great safety, and he will definitely be in the first round. I just think Jaquan Brisker's game is solid. I mean, he's a very good very good coverage guy. He can, he ran a 4.4. So he's not slow. He's a very good coverage guy, very cerebral, but also too he can fill the box, man. He can fill that box greatly. And honestly, man, he could play a little bit of man. I honestly think his comparison might be this might be a little bit of reach, but he's a little bit more of a thumper than Jimmy Ward is. But Jimmy Ward is a solid box guy too. Like people don't understand how good Jimmy Ward is in the box and tackling. And I would say like he has intangibles of almost like a Jimmy Ward. Like he can cover really good. He can play a little bit of man, but he's really good off like deep coverage, whether it's being asked to play a deep half, whatever. Like this dude is solid and he's just very cerebral. So. With that being said, I'm took him.
Yeah, we made the pick. So we made the pick. 49 is on the clock. Now, really quick about Brisker. How are his hands? That's a big concern for 49er fans in terms of safeties.
Oh, damn. I think his hands are, I don't know, average. I don't know his exact intangibles on his.
That's okay. If I hit you with a curveball,
I know it's not a problem, though. I know it's not a problem. I know his hands aren't being talked about as a problem.
That's cool.
So, look, as much as I would love to draft Nick Benito, we don't even have a wide receiver because we don't. So we're going to go and draft a wide receiver.
Look at all the edges still available, though. We got Benito, Drake Jackson, Josh Pascal.
Benito would take me immediately. But now we need to get a wide receiver.
Jahan Dawson is up. Jalen Tolbert. Do you want me to pull up the wide receiver list?
I'm taking Jahan Dawson if he's available.
Are you taking Johnson? Dawson.
Not even definitely close. Available. I'm taking Jahan Dawson. Big fan of his. I think
where
he's a
he's
great
right here, wide receiver out of Penn State. What do you like about him?
I just think he has. I mean, I really think he's really underrated. I really like his route tree. I mean, he's a good after the yards after the catch guy. I don't know. I just really love his film. I just think I think he's a baller, man. I just think he's what he's asked to do. He kind of I think he's a little bit. I think he reminds me of a little bit of like a Rashad Bateman, just a little bit slower than Rashad Bateman. But to me, I just think he has all the intangibles. He has good catch radius. I really like Jahan Dawson's game. Actually, he has some good spectacular catches too. Actually, from his highlights.
I gotta check. I've been hearing about him and seen his name a lot.
Yeah, he's got some crazy.
I probably watched film on like 10 wide receivers so far, but there's so many I haven't watched. So we got the 93rd pick. We got pick 93. Kellen Dice. Any particular position you want to go after, or do you see anything you like right now?
Definitely. I'm trying to see
Danny Gray's available. I see Danny Gray there. That's one of my guys.
Yeah, he's a burner. Damn, did they take my boy? Oh, he's not even on there again. Marcus Jones is not there, I don't think.
Marcus Jones is probably taken. I could look him up though.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, can you see Marcus Jones?
Yeah,
I would take him if he was there. I doubt he's there though. I think he's already been drafted. Nope.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, I took him in my mock draft on Cutback Show.
So I think I'm gonna go with this might be a reach, but I think I'm gonna go again with damn, should we take another wide receiver?
See Romeo Doubs, Danny Gray, Khalil Shakir.
Yeah, I'm not gonna reach for Damari Mathis. I think he's a baller, but I'm not gonna. So we already got center, we got safety, we got wide receiver. Who edge? Kyle Dish. I haven't even seen any film on him, bro. So I'm not even.
I've heard it. Yeah, I just see his name, but I've never seen any film on him either.
I've never. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't even.
They say he's ranked 77th on here.
Yeah, let's just take him just in case McGlinchey can't go. We're gonna shore up our offensive line. Okay. I have not seen any film though, guys. I'm not gonna pose like I have. So I think if his ADP is not that bad. I think he's a highly sought after tackle. We're gonna go.
Dominique Robinson available.
Yeah, I think Dominic. I've seen
Danny
some
Gray,
Dominic Robinson, but if
Kyle Phillips, Danny Gray, Romeo
I
Doubs.
like Damari Mathis. We're gonna take Damari Mathis right there.
Who's the guy? Mathis. Where's cornerback from Pittsburgh.
We're gonna take Damari Mathis,
we got him
from Pittsburgh.
And our next
on
pick,
him again.
120. So some of those names that I was mentioning might still be there. Oh, Dominique Robinson.
We're gonna take Dominique Robinson.
Okay, he's still there. All right, we're getting him. Edge
Dominique
out of
Robinson,
Miami,
baby.
Ohio. Let's do this.
Miami,
all right,
Ohio.
So pick 134. Who's top of the board? Tyson Anderson. Now those other guys got taken. Tyson Anderson, safety. Joshua Williams,
Kevin Austin
Jr.
Jr.
Kevin Austin Jr., the speedy wide receiver.
Kevin Austin Jr. again.
With Notre Dame.
Speed.
Okay.
Top off.
I like this. Now, I'm a big Danny Gray guy in terms of his run after the catch and his explosion. How would a guy like Kevin White compare to him in general? As far as
Kevin Austin, I think they're same intangibles. I do think Gray's a little slightly faster. I just like Kevin Austin's game though. Like he's good at yak. From the film that I've seen of him playing in Notre Dame, I honestly, I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and say he reminds me of like Tavon Austin.
I got you.
Because Tavon Austin coming out was just insane. He has like one of the best tapes. But I do like like I said, he's quick, shifty guy. I think he can fit that role. Like almost wouldn't say like he's as fast as Chris Godwin, but I just think he's gonna add a different dynamic to the game. But also too, like I think he has like that running back vision thing that Kyle likes and sees in his wide receivers, like guys who can make the play after the catch. And I think that's something that's sought after, especially from Kyle Shanahan. So I see that in Kevin Austin's game. So
that's cool.
I like
so
that. Could we get a guard?
Joshua Williams is center available. Joshua is available. These guys are at the top of the board right now, according to PFF, with the 172nd pick. So do you just want to go with one of these guys,
or Joshua Williams?
Joshua Williams. Okay, the center from United North UNC. Penn.
Maybe we'll make him play right guard. I mean, we got Linderbaum.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the 187. Pick 187. So here we go. We got another guard sitting there. Joshua is sitting there. Zachary Thomas, tackle.
I like Ty Chandler.
Ty Chandler. Great pick. Great value, in my opinion. With round 6. Okay, so we're in the 220. We got tons of picks. I mean, we're going to have a training camp if we're going to have these many picks.
Absolutely.
Man. Yeah. So we still have Christopher Allen, edge available. Noah Ellis, my guy, my D tackle, big dude.
Noah Ellis. Let's get your guy. Let's get your guy from was that Idaho?
Idaho. Do you line from Idaho?
Vanderbilt.
Ellis.
Wait, Idaho. Hey, don't they have an indoor stadium?
Idaho?
Is it Idaho?
I know Boise.
Small,
I don't remember an indoor stadium though. You could be right.
Yeah.
So this is the pick 221. We got a lot of those running backs are still there. Like one guy I mentioned earlier, Zaquan Ray White, halfback out of South Carolina Gamecocks, where Debo played.
I actually seen some of Davis Price. He's not too bad. I just Leon O'Neal's still there. I'm taking Leon O'Neal immediately. I think he's down there.
Oh, Leon O'Neal. There you go. Safety out of Texas A&M. All right. And what do you like about this guy?
I think, I think what his role will be is pretty much Jaquaski's tarts on like dime packages. So they're gonna move him to like a linebacker-ish, pretty much protect the flats, and then they'll have like Brisker and Ward over top. Oh man, that would be such a actually that would be a really good really good.
Snoop Connor again, Snoop Double G, Nephi Sewell, Panay Sewell's brother from what I hear, or his relative at least. Yeah. Wide receiver, linebacker Darian Butler.
I actually like Darian Butler from but we don't really need. I mean, we're gonna draft Darian Butler simply due to the fact that I'm thinking we're gonna move Dre Greenlaw this draft. So we're gonna need a guy that's gonna have to learn under Aziz and Warner.
So you think we might move Greenlaw? Maybe we do. So we're gonna get Darian Butler, linebacker, Arizona State, ASU. And that concludes the second mock draft that we did. This is the mock draft where we shipped Debo off, and we said we got some good picks in return. And Debo went to the New York Jets this time. So, and we also did another trade where we had the 10th pick overall from the New York Jets, but we swapped it with the New Orleans Saints, and we got some nice returns on that one. We got the 49th pick overall with that one. We gave them our 69th pick. And then round 4, we got the 121st pick. So here we go. Tyler Linderbaum is your guy at center with the 16th pick overall. A- for that pick. Great pick. We don't know. Yeah, it doesn't look like Alex Mack is going to come back. And even if he does come back, he's not the same guy. He's just not. I mean, he's great at making the calls and calling out the blitz protections. I get that, but he gets pushed back a whole lot. And had we picked up Alex Mack when he was still 5 years younger, that would have been amazing for this team. Because I was a big Alex Mack fan. Jaquan Brisker's the Penn State safety who everybody's been ranting and raving about, but we only got a C- for that pick. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know about PFF sometime, man.
PFF hating, man.
They are hating. Yeah, Jahan Dawson with the second pick, 49th pick actually in the second round, wide receiver from Penn State, B- on that pick, and then we got Kellen Dyche, I think, center from Arizona State, another center, but we could probably move in the guard. Then we got Damari Mathis, your guy, cornerback from Pittsburgh, with A- on that pick. Dominique Robinson, edge out of Miami, Ohio, A on that pick. Kevin Austin, B- in the 4th round, for wide receiver, Notre Dame. So B- on that one. We picked up another center. Hey, we got to beef up this O-line, man. I don't blame you, man. I'm all about these trenches, man.
Guard, center.
Yeah. There's a lot of question marks. We lost Lakin, and people forget that. And some people are just fine and dandy with Brunskill in the lineup. I'm like, guys, look, unless he's playing Aaron Donald, he doesn't do much. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, center Joshua Williams from UNC Pembroke, A- for that pick. Good value on that pick. A great value. Halfback Tyson Chandler. A lot of Niner fans are like this guy. Who knows if we go that route? B+ on that pick. Noah Ellis, the guy I've liked from the Idaho Vandals, and B- on that pick. Your safety, Leon O'Neal Jr. from Texas A&M, A- on that pick. That's a great value for a 6th rounder, 221st overall. And the final pick of the draft, I guess they gave us a C+. They think it's not a position in need, but not bad for Mr. Relevant. I'll take a C+ on that. You said we might move Greenlaw. They only gave you a B though, but I think that's an excellent draft.
I think it's an excellent draft, man.
Tell me about this Jahan Dawson guy, because he's the first wide receiver you picked, and this is our hey, we lost Debo draft, but we drafted 2 wide receivers.
Yeah,
so tell me about Jahan Dawson.
Jahan Dawson, like his catch radius is really good. Like I said, he has like a lot of good highlight flashy catches. But I think, like I said, I think he was obviously in like Penn State's more of a run first kind of system. And I just feel like I think this kid can do things. I mean, I like his his short area game. And like I said, I think he can run the entire route tree. He's really being slept on, obviously, because this is like a highly talented wide receiver draft class. I'm not going to say it's probably the most, but it's looking up to par. I mean, you have a lot of guys. It's very deep. It's so deep. Like, I think you'll find 1st round draft picks. I think you'll find like first round starting talent equivalent to maybe even as late as the third round, bro. I'm not even lying.
That's really good.
There's a lot of wide receiver talent in this draft. It's so insane. And I think obviously he's kind of being a little bit underrated because it's such a high talented draft with the big guys like Jamison Williams and Chris Olive and all those guys. But and Garrett Wilson, man, I'm telling you, I just feel like I love Jahan Dawson's game, and I think like he can bring a good dynamic to what the 49ers want to do. And I like I said, I don't think Debo's production is replicatable, but I do think with moving with him forward, if he gets acclimated in the system well enough, I think he can make some noise. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and as far as the 49ers go and Kyle goes, if you're a wide receiver and you can't block, you're not making the team. So I'm assuming this Jahan Dawson guy, since he came from a big time running school, knows how to block. So I'm assuming okay.
I'll put somebody on their butt, man.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna unshare the browser tab. Hey, awesome mock drafts, both of them. You know, sometimes within these rounds, you know, when I had John Chapman on, it was we fell into this funny thing where we thought we were gonna get wide receivers in the upcoming rounds because we held it off and we couldn't get the good ones that were there. So this one, some of the good ones were still lurking around. So that was pretty good. And PFF, if you've done these mock drafts as heavy as I'm sure you've done them just as much as I have. And you'll notice, man, like the metrics and the guys they have available in round by round, especially in the first 4 rounds, it's changed from like a month and a half ago or a month ago even.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I think a lot of people like PFF for is they update theirs like weekly. So a lot of I think last week they were having like Marcus Jones almost lasted like 120, but now he's not even cracking like 90. He's like going, I think, in like 70s, 80s range. So, like I said, I love Pro Football Focus because they do, but I just think their grading scale is just a little weird. But Pro Football Draft Network, theirs is pretty good too. But again, they don't update it as well. But once they start updating like where the noise is at and like the trajectory of these players, like their website's not bad either. So, I mean, I think they're both handy tools, and it's fun, man. It's fun to play GM and mock these trades to the 49ers and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I thought that's really fun. If you haven't done it yet, I highly suggest going on that PFF draft website or the other mock draft websites out there. They're kind of addicting too, man. But it's cool because I'm not the biggest person that sits there and evaluates what's going on and act like I'm some big scout, like some armchair scout. Right. There are guys who do that, and some of them take it very seriously. And some of those same guys get hired by NFL teams. You never know, but it's just a lot of fun. At least on draft day, I'll run across names. Okay, I remember that guy. I pulled up some of his highlights. I saw him on my mock drafts. Like last year, boom, I freaking had multiple mock drafts where I picked Diamador Lenore and Ambry Thomas in the same draft. So it was cool for me. I could kind of puff my chest out and say that, hey, I drafted those guys in my mocks. I did about 30 mocks. I don't even remember. But I just want to say, man, it's been a pleasure having you on. For those of you who are not following this guy on Twitter, you want to join him in the Twitter spaces in the future, I put his Twitter handle in the description box of this video. And I love connecting with 49er fans, love connecting with the 49er fans in the chat, obviously bringing them on the show as guests. It's always a pleasure. And, I see Click in the house. He said, do a draft involving Debo. Oh, yeah, we definitely covered that. We definitely covered that. It might be reality, so we have to do it. I was trying to do that with John Chapman when I had him on, but we only had so much time, so we could only do one. So it's great that I had you here so we could do both drafts and see how they look side by side. Yeah. So is there anything you want to say before we call it that night? And great having you on.
Man. Appreciate the platform, brother. Thank you, 49 Minded. Everybody tune in. Thanks for tuning in. And, I just appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Keep pushing the content. We love the jingles that you come out with, the catchy songs. Who's going to the game? So
I was like, what dope. Jingles? What are you talking about? I was playing.
Just your catch lines. It's all good. And I think it's dope of you to have, a great person in the community that,
Thank you,
I think people look up to and just a wholesome person. And I think that's the best part about it all, right? Is I think making friends along the way. And I'm glad to call you my friend and I appreciate you, man. So thank you for the platform again,
you and your brother are awesome, man. I definitely got to meet you guys at one of these games or whatever functions, or if I'm back in the Bay Area hanging out for a certain period of time and whatever, we'll try to make something happen. We should come up with like some Niner Con or something. Somebody mentioned that once on Twitter Spaces. You know what? I forgot to bring this up before we wrap up the show. There was one more thing I want to talk about because you were asking me before the show started about pizza, and I always have some type of pizza question for my guests. Sometimes I forget to do it. I did it with John Chapman last time, and it was pretty fun. So since you brought up the pizza topic when we were off air, let's close off the show with it, basically. So my thing with pizza is I know you're one of those guys that hates Hawaiian pizza, so I'm not even going to get into that question. For me, it's like you were talking about ordering. Do I order Hawaiian pizza? Like, I don't order Hawaiian pizza. Combo's my go-to where I get pepperoni or whatever. But Hawaiian pizza for me, I can eat, but I don't hate on it. But I don't order it. But you were kind of throwing some shade at the Hawaiian pizza side.
Yeah. Listen, I don't think pineapples belong on pizza. I'm not gonna lie to you. And shout out to Roscoe, who's a huge advocate of pineapple on pizza. But like I said, hey, if you're paying for it, Bashar, and I'm over your house, I'm not gonna not eat it. I'm gonna eat it, and I'm not gonna pick off the pineapple. I'm gonna just eat it straight up. But do I prefer it? No. But again, if it's not coming out of my pocket, I will eat it. You know what I mean? I'll eat anything. But as long, like I said, I don't mind it. If I'm paying for the pizza, I'm not gonna put pineapple on my pizza, man.
What do you usually order then?
Oh man, I'm pretty much like a kind of like a meat lovers, but I'm straight to the point where I just like pepperoni and sausage. I like that, but combos too. I actually became a combination lover because my mom actually would always get like that was her style of pizza. So I just kept eating. I'm like, yeah, actually combination pizza is good, but like the olives and some of the vegetables.
Yeah, I love combination. That's
varieties of salami, the pepperoni, all that stuff. So
yeah, and one more pizza question since we're on the topic, and
go ahead.
So because there's always a debate between people who love the New York style. I'm not sure if you had your share of like New York style or been there and had real New York pizza. Okay, cool. You can speak on that. Then there's other people out there who say, no, I'm all about my Chicago deep dish. I want eat that big, huge, thick slice. So where do you go with that? If somebody gives you, hey, $50, go feed the family, where we going to eat?
Listen, Detroit style, Chicago style, deep dish style, I think they're all cool, but ain't nothing beating a New York slice, player. I'm going to just be honest with you. New York slice all the way. Yeah, it ain't a pizza unless you go fold it up like a taco and you take a bite. One bite, everybody knows the rules. Stop playing.
One bite, everybody knows the rules. They Portnoy.
Come on, man.
They Portnoy. What's that? It's No Border Sports. That's my boy in the chat. It's called something Barstool Sports. Barstool Sports. Let me see what's up to No Border Sports, who got here kind of late. I've only done it a few times. We're gonna get back on the horse and do it. I actually co-hosted a hip hop show with this guy, Ryan from No Border Sports. What's up, gentlemen? Out of nowhere, he asked me if I was interested in doing a hip hop show. I was like, okay, let's do one. It's been a lot of fun though. We've had some guests on there on the second show, which was a lot of fun. We're planning on doing another collab in the future.
That's dope.
Yeah, but back to the pizza stuff. You mentioned the folded up like a taco. They actually have something in Philadelphia called the Philly taco. I'm not sure you've seen it, where you buy a damn freaking cheesesteak like this big, and you take one of those huge, gigantic, foldable New York style slices. In Philly, they got them too, but they probably refuse to call it a New York slice over there. And then you literally roll up that cheesesteak, the damn huge, gigantic slice of New York pizza, bite into it. They call it a Philly taco. Look it up on YouTube. You'll see it.
No, I've seen that. I seen like a little video on it because sometimes when you're watching like food reviews or food stuff, the algorithm will put it in there. And I think I seen like a little quick like 10-minute documentary about like the Philly taco or whatever, and it's like they'll roll it up from the front and then just roll it all the way up, and then they'll like eat it.
Yeah, it sounds like overkill. I know what pizza though. I talked to one guy from Philly on Spaces once. He said, "Oh, it's amazing! It's amazing." Hey, and if you guys are wondering why we're talking about pizza, nothing goes better with football than pizza. All right, so again, great show. I had to shout out No Border Sports, all these guys, Jamal, subscribe to their channels. And again, awesome having you on. Thank you for being a guest on 49er Minded, where we get into the minds of 49er fans. It's always been great, so keep repping those 49ers and stay 49er Minded. Peace.
Shout out, everybody. Peace.
Come on, 49er Faithful, let's get it.
Because it's 49er Mind.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49er Mind. It's 49er Mind.
We gotta get that brick by brick real quick.
49er Mind.
Yeah. Yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49er Mind.
We from the Bay.
49er Mind.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49er Mind.
We got that red and gold blood inside.